This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
Hey, great friends, what's happening? It's Thursday afternoon. This is Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man from the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. Hey, for all that talk in the opening segment about tonight's comedy show, did we not invite Lawhead on today like one? What the hell are we thinking?
The show's sold. You know.
I mean, I know it is, but I'd still
Browner's
be
talking to himself.
I know, Brown. Why are you talking to yourself, dog?
My headphones died. Hold on.
See, Browner's already giving you comedy.
Right. Browner has no idea that we were. Can you put us? There you go. Browner has no idea we're all looking at him, and he can't hear us, and his headphones died, and we're like,
That's
"Yeah, right,
great.
Brown?" And he's like, "Oh hell no!"
Oh,
So
man.
he has no idea we're on right now.
Yeah.
He has no idea. Hi, Brown.
Hey.
Hey. I
Air,
don't even.
Apple AirPods.
Yeah, man. Yo, man, listen, I paid too much money for this. They can't just be chopping and cutting out like that, bro.
Hell nah.
Mm-mm.
Hell to the no.
Mm-mm.
No, fam.
Nah, man, that ain't how it works around here.
So let me do this.
Wow.
Let me get started here this afternoon with a little Padre talk, okay? So the nice part about tonight, May 4th, may the 4th be with you. The nice part about tonight is there is no Padre game, which is kind of cool because we can all see this Laker Warrior game for those of us that are into it. And obviously tonight we got this comedy show, but Padres played yesterday afternoon. And when I saw the headline, Sullivan leads Padres in win, I thought to myself, who the hell is Sullivan? And
How quickly you forget, man.
I'm happy to be honest with everybody. I don't mind. Listen, anybody who's driving around, how the hell do you not know who he is? Do you? So I'm willing to take that one. Let's find out. Who is Sullivan?
Brett Sullivan, the Padres' third catcher this season, but promoted because Luis Campusano has been injured.
Mm-hmm.
Scott, this is where it'll just click in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
29 years old, 8 seasons in the minors, making his major league debut this year. Played over 700 games in the minor leagues, and this year, finally, made it up to the big leagues. Played for Team Italy in the World Baseball Classic.
Uh-huh.
Has about 1,000 followers on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
That is Brett Sullivan, who yesterday got his first RBI of his major league career and his first home run of his major league career.
Okay. So love it.
I knew you would.
Absolutely love this story. Let me tell you something.
This is the kind of guy that you're like, I root for guys like this.
I do.
Oh,
This is your
playbook.
Carlsbad quarterback transferring from everywhere.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. This is, you guys know my buddy, Dr. Zimmer. You guys know Dr. Z. This guy had 2 kids, both first-round draft choices in the baseball draft. You know what? I'll call it 10 years later. The kid who was drafted number 5 overall cannot find a job with a team. Has been in the major leagues, has pitched in major league games, has been on opening day rosters, has dealt with a lot of injuries and setbacks throughout his career. But a number 5 overall pick who's probably 31 years old, who's been in the major leagues and on an opening day roster, cannot find a job. Can't find one. The other son, who was, I'm telling you, an inch away from being a superstar because he was making insane, spectacular catches in center field for Cleveland. That guy got hurt, never got back to the player he was on the verge of being, and was sent to AAA by the Dodgers. This last year with Philadelphia, with Toronto, et cetera. He was moving all over the place last year. So another first-round pick. So I know how hard it is for guys to make it in Major League Baseball because not everybody is a first-round pick and has smooth sailing 2 years in the minor leagues, and then they just get right in. For a guy like this catcher, Sullivan, to have played 700-plus minor league games, to be 8 years into a professional career and have the perseverance and determination to not quit. I love guys like this. Take us through what he did yesterday, Alex.
2 hits, a home run, 4 RBIs, and yes, 715 minor league games. 715. Here's his first ever career home run.
High drive, deep right field for Sullivan. Back at the wall. First home run in the major leagues for Brett Sullivan.
Wow.
Pretty dope.
Beyond dope. And I'll tell you guys, I just was telling you the story about my buddy Zimmer and his 2 boys. I think about my own son. My son is about to be 23 years old. My son, I'm just using this as an example. I've seen guys that graduated high school a year after him just recently graduating college. He's still in college and playing football because, like a guy like this guy Sullivan, who's 8 years and 700 minor league games of his career, who won't give it up. I look at my own kid that same way. Junior college, Division I AA, junior college, COVID, Division II. Perseverance, man. I love that stuff in sports.
My favorite thing about these kind of stories is the never giving up. Like what your son is doing. I admire that, even though I trashed the basketball team. I admire that. Here's why.
You also trashed the football team. In fact, the coaches were so upset,
you
when
said
they
be
saw
better.
He said,
Yeah.
he said,
I challenged
maybe
him.
he said maybe if the football team played as physically as the basketball team, maybe the football team would be in the national championship game. And the coaches were all like completely insulted,
What a dick.
Feelings were hurt.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Do better. If you find yourself in that situation, never stop doing the thing you're doing. Because the worst thing that could happen is you have to go be a FedEx driver. Because you know what's going to be there next year, and the year after that, and the year after that. Like Applebee's will still be hiring. Whatever the job is that you think you're going to be stuck with afterwards, it's going to be there. Keep kicking, young man. Kick it to the moon. If you're a basketball player or tennis, whatever it is, keep going until you feel like you've exhausted all your opportunities. Because life
baseball?
will always be there. Baseball, keep swinging, Playboy. Keep swinging.
Right. And you know what? Keep playing minor league ball until baseball tells you you cannot play any longer. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because you know what? Because then all of a sudden you're 30 years old. How old is this kid Sullivan? Do you know?
29.
Now all of a sudden you're 29 years old, and here's what's happening. Because I know this happened to me. When I was 3 years removed from college, and I'm about 25 years old-ish, my friends are getting jobs. They're starting to make a couple bucks, maybe even starting to think about getting married, and I'm 3 years removed from college, and I've been through 3 NFL training camps, and I haven't made a regular season roster yet, and instead of saying, well, you know what? Who cares? I'm 25 years old. Who cares? I can share an apartment with some buddies. Who cares? I can live at home with my parents if I wanted to back then. I mean, at least I think I could have. Whatever. Like, why did I have this thing in my head? I got to stop playing football now and go get a job and start getting into the real world. I could have played arena football. I could have found a way to play in Canada, or maybe there was something developing in Europe at the time. I could have found a way to keep on playing. This is what I'm saying to my son. I'm like, dude,
kept kicking.
Right. I'm like, you're 23. You're going to graduate in December. Have the best season you can have. He's coming home to train with John Carney all summer long, and so have the best summer you can have. Get yourself into the best shape you can be in. Have your best senior year, graduate, and then figure it out.
There's never been more opportunities for a football player than there is right now.
Ever.
And look,
3 other leagues in America.
Well, you got the NFL, 32 jobs. The XFL, call it 8 jobs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the USFL probably call it 8 or 10 jobs.
And
right?
arena football league still going too.
Right. So you probably have 50 outdoor and 50 NFL caliber jobs, right? Where you're playing that kind of football. And then you've got, call it another 15 or 20 with like alternative indoor-y kind of league. Call it 70 jobs. And Alex, I'll tell you right now there's American football leagues in Japan, in
Mexico.
in parts of Europe.
There's the CFL.
If you want to play pro football, even if it's not NFL multi-million-dollar pro football, you can probably find a way to do it. So I'm saying to my kid, do it. Go play. Play as long as you can play.
I'll only count the American leagues and the Canadian Football League. And what I would say to him, and this is the thing, those are about, I don't know, roughly over 100 opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there are about 30 you're just not going to get right away because that's the NFL. You're just not going to get those right away. So you got about 60 to 70 probably opportunities to kick and make money. Don't worry about the amount. Worry about the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Getting the opportunity will always lead to the money. So get that opportunity and take advantage of it. Because if
you guys hear about the guy in Pittsburgh?
if you cannot get that opportunity, now you know that's the game telling you it ain't for you.
Right, which is why I'm saying just graduate and finish your eligibility at the same time. I'm even looking into an NCAA appeal to see if there's a way to get more eligibility because of COVID and junior college and so on and so on and so on. That, hey, you could be 24 years old and playing college football. I don't care. Alex, you were saying the guy in Pittsburgh, this is the other guy that the Pirates had that also, what was his story?
Drew Maggi.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
33 years old, made his major league debut this year after 13 years in the minor leagues.
Okay. See, you spend 13 years in the minor leagues.
1,155 minor league games.
Okay. Or you're the Padres and you have this young catcher, I say young, 29-year-old catcher Sullivan, who makes his major league debut. And this was not his debut, but this was his first home run.
First home run, first RBI.
Right. And to have a guy 8 years in the minors, like the Padres, to have a guy 13 years in the minors, like the Pirates, 33 years old, 29 years old. I applaud all these guys for being persistent, because back to the beginning of this whole story, my buddy Zimmer and his kid's still young enough, talented enough, and healthy enough. He's just got to find the opportunity. Browner, that's exactly what you were just talking about. Yes, he was a first-round pick. Yes, he was on an opening day Major League roster. Yes, he's pitched in lots and lots of Major League Baseball games, but hasn't found the right opportunity yet. But don't give up, because you're 31 years old and you've got a bank account full of money. Not that you've made $10 or $15 million in a year, but you were a first-round pick. You got a couple bucks in the bank. Take your time and don't give up yet, because if I could go back and do it all over again, the one thing I would do is I wouldn't have stopped. I gave myself 3 chances. I went to 3 different teams. After my 3rd NFL training camp, I was like, I'm out. I didn't need to.
Sullivan drafted in the 17th round, 2015.
Out of?
The University of Pacific.
Oh, Pacific. Okay.
Yeah.
Stockton. There's a lot of Canaries up in Stockton.
Lots of Canaries in Stockton.
Right.
He played for the Rays. Through the, obviously, we didn't even think about this too. More for the Pittsburgh guy, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
There was no minor league baseball in 2020 because of COVID.
That's right.
So that's another piece of adversity about these guys. Sullivan was in Double-A at the time. Then 2020 hit. He came back, was playing for Triple-A Durham. Played 90 games, did decent, and then elected to go into free agency in 2021. Signed a minor league deal with the Milwaukee Brewers. And how did he end up with the Padres? As part of the Victor Caratini trade for so Caratini went to Milwaukee. Sullivan and Corey Howe came to San Diego.
I love the story. I absolutely love the story. What was the kid's name a couple of years ago for the Padres who hit the grand slam off Scherzer?
Camarena.
Camarena. And I loved a story like that. And we got a chance to hang out with that guy a couple of times down at Fat Tony's event in Chula Vista at the Walmart down there at Christmas time, Camarena. And that guy had pitched in the minor leagues forever until he finally got his chance.
Yep.
And wound up hitting that grand slam off Max Scherzer that night.
One of the most memorable moments that I can recall in baseball. That was insane.
You got this young guy, Sullivan. You got any post-game sound? I'm sure people wanted to talk to him about this.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty good. Just to be able to get those RBIs for the boys early, take the lead. That's what probably felt the best. And then seeing that ball get out was a dream come true. And I definitely heard the fans. I tried to soak it in as much as I can, but I kind of blacked out a little bit. But it was a dream come true.
That's cute, man.
He's got some speed too, man. I was there on what day was I there? Tuesday.
Mhm.
When they went to extras, they put him in as a pinch runner in that extra inning rule. They put him in at second. He had some stolen bases in the minors too. For a catcher, that's impressive.
Yeah, good-looking young guy. I don't know who did his braces, but he's got nice teeth.
Dude. And through the season, Sullivan has 17 at-bats.
Mm-hmm.
Austin Nola has 67 at-bats.
Mm-hmm.
Sullivan has the same amount of home runs, except his wasn't in Mexico,
Mm-hmm.
and one less RBI.
Oh, my God. Why don't they give him a chance? I mean, listen, when you have had to battle adversity to get to where you are, and there's battle wounds out there, and scars, I mean, guys' minds are just different. Like, I give that guy a shot. Austin Nola hasn't produced, period. I know he came up big at times during the postseason last year, but he has not produced.
My sources tell me
Mm-hmm.
the pitching staff very much prefers throwing to Austin Nola right now over any of the other two guys.
Okay. Okay. I mean, listen,
You're kind of just taking the L offensively, but
I know that's the way it's been with the Padres in the catching position. It's too bad.
If you can't get production, if they start to struggle at the back of that lineup and he's giving you nothing, what's more important? What's more important? The pitcher's happiness of who they're throwing to?
Well, if 1 through 8's performing, then that doesn't really matter too much.
I mean, listen, if it's an easy out at the 9th position, you might as well just put a pitcher in there at the rate he's going.
Well, I don't know, Scott, where you were going next, but I once again would like to shout out the kids in the Dominican Republic because Soto looking like Soto again.
Yeah, I saw you put out a tweet yesterday just celebrating these kids. The backstory on these young kids? They're a San Diego-based. This is what I thought I heard. Are they a San Diego-based Little League team, or are they
a team in the Dominican Republic?
Yeah.
Oh, they're in the DR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It wasn't. None of it was in English.
That's why they're praying in Espanol to the Big J.
Okay. Okay. Small detail went right by me. Do we still have that? I think we should honestly be playing it daily. I think we should be playing it every day. The prayer for Juan Soto.
Oh man, I don't have that right at the moment. I'm sure I can get it.
But we should. We should just have it every day, and we should have like a daily prayer session on the show. I think
it's working.
Yeah,
I'll just listen. Let's not mess with the karmic thing that's happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
We let the kids talk to the Big J, and let the kids handle it because what they're doing is working. Let's not put our grubby fingers into this.
Mm-hmm. Well, Juan Soto, like you said, he's all of a sudden back to being
he on the way back. He on the way back.
What do we got here, Alex?
The last 7 games, 360 batting average, 1 home run, 4 doubles, 8 RBIs, and this is where the on base. This is where the walks don't bother people when you're also getting hits. His on base percentage is .529.
All right. Hey, for a guy who about a week ago was saying, I'm gonna stop saying things like it's coming. He goes, "Good, not coming." He goes, "I'm just gonna keep grinding," and he has. And telling you, man, I think that Mexico trip was so good for everybody.
Yes,
I'm super stoked about this weekend. Padres, Dodgers. Dodgers are in first place. Dodgers had a walk-off grand slam yesterday afternoon at Dodger Stadium. Max Muncy bombed this ball, and literally a walk-off grand slam yesterday at Dodger Stadium. So set us up, Alex. Now, no game tonight, but set us up for the weekend.
Tomorrow, Clayton Kershaw versus Joe Musgrove. Saturday, Justin May versus Yu Darvish. Sunday, Julio Urias versus Blake Snell. Padres 9-4 in their last 13 games. I don't know if it feels that way, but 9-4 in the last 13 games. Dodgers, though, have won 6 in a row. They've also won 9 of their last 11.
Dude, this looks like a playoff series. I mean, you hear those pitching matchups. You see how hot the Dodgers are. You see, like you said, Alex, it may not feel like it, but the Padres through their last 13 games, 9-4. This is exciting. This is going to be really exciting. Downtown should be pleasant.
The Padres end, these are the 3 guys you want going up against the Dodgers, in theory. Lugo has been better than Snell, but you got Musgrove, you got Darvish, and you got Snell. And you're not facing, Gonsolin's back, but you're not facing him. Padres do very well against Dustin May. I don't have the exact numbers, but they do very well against Dustin May. They do very well against Clayton Kershaw. Julio Urias owns this team. So
Yeah.
Sunday might be rough.
They're 8-10. They're 8-2 in their last 10. Padres 7-3. Both teams seem to be finding their way. This will be good, man. This will be a good.
And you
this will
don't
be
play
a
'em-
good.
Remember, you don't play them 19, 18 times anymore. So
Right.
there's a lot of games between these two.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to Saturday. Dustin May versus Yu Darvish. I mean, the night to be there
Right.
really is
I
Friday.
love
Clayton
it.
Kershaw and Joe Musgrove.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, I'll make this quick. Remember last year around this time when they played them for the first time and we're like, this is such a big series. Oh, my God. Now we're just like, this should be good.
No, it's a big series.
Yeah.
It is a really big series.
feels big.
Dodgers are in first place, and the Padres are playing good ball. This is going to be a fun series. It's going to be a good buzz going on down.
Padres have had a ton of big series, but this one has a different vibe because it's the Dodgers.
Yeah. All right, listen, stick around. Lots more to get to. I would like to get to the Lakers and the Warriors game 2 tonight. This segment of Kaplan and Crew being presented by 7 Mile Casino, where we will be tonight for our comedy show. Lots more to get to. This is Kaplan and Crew.
Hi, welcome to OG's.
Touching down this football season at OG's has never looked better. You can now eat pizza, drink beer, and earn rewards at select OG's locations. You won't miss a live game when you're watching at OG's. We're going all out, all game, all season long.
From New York City comes America's longest running and most popular rugby show. The biggest names in Major League Rugby, MLR highlights, and big match previews. Rugby Wrap-Up presents MLR Weekly, made in New York City.
Kaplan and Crew Tonight is brought to you by OG Sports Brewhouse Pizza, where you can eat pizza, drink beer, and earn rewards.
All right, great friends. Hey, we welcome you back inside the 7 Mile Casino studios, 7milecasino.com. As promised, the head coach of the San Diego State basketball team. I'm wasting no time at all. Coach Brian Dutcher returns to Kaplan and Crew. Coach, how are you today?
Top of the world. I'm throwing out the first pitch tonight, so I'm good.
That is so cool. Have you ever thrown out a first pitch?
No, no, I haven't. I haven't won enough to throw out a first pitch. I guess I finally won enough to get a throw out one.
And have you?
You better get that arm ready there.
Yeah. Have you practiced at all, Coach?
No, I remember when Matt Sawyer used to take Coach Fisher out and they throw some warm-ups, but I'm just going to lob it up there. I'm not trying to throw heat or anything.
You do know, though, that everybody's watching. Like, if it's a good one, we're all going to go, wow, great job, Coach. But if it's really bad, I mean, everybody's going to have this video. I mean, no pressure.
No, I saw Pete Kelsey bounce one in this week, so I already know what it is.
Oh, yeah. And you should have seen Browner here down at the Chula Vista Little League this past Saturday. Also couldn't get to the plate.
Maybe I'll just set one on like T-ball. I'll set one on a tee.
Coach, the obvious place to start is huge congratulations to you, your players, the program, San Diego State as an institution, all the players that came before this group that contributed to the growth of the program. Huge congratulations. How different is your life 10 days after the Final Four in the national championship game?
You know, Scott, I'm so used to working that we got back on Tuesday. I was in the office Wednesday morning, and we're recruiting. We're trying to build next year's team. So as much as I enjoyed it, I'm not a guy that ever over celebrates anything, even though it's something to be celebrated. I've got my eyes on next year and trying to put a team together that can be really good again.
Have you had a chance to think at all about, like, standing there on the floor inside a giant football stadium, knowing that you were on the biggest stage in college basketball? And as an assistant, you may have been there before a long time ago, but have you had any chance to just sort of think about what happened in those couple of days in Houston?
I always say, like, I'm a guy that likes to almost sit back and watch everybody enjoy the experience, but I enjoyed it myself too. You know, I told my assistant coaches on that elevated floor, I said, I'll see you guys at halftime. Make some notes. So it's a different experience to be up there and coaching on that stage on the biggest platform and truly a platform, and just watching, taking the time to look out into the crowd and seeing all the great Aztec fan base there to enjoy it. First time experience for all of us, me as a head coach, San Diego State as a participant in the city of San Diego, and just watch everybody kind of celebrate that moment, but at the same time, trying to figure out how to win games.
Yeah, it was an amazing run. It really was. Coach, just I'd love to hear what you were thinking when Butler hit the shot that moved San Diego State from the Final Four to the championship game. Could you just go back to what was going on prior to that? Because everybody talked about there's still a timeout. Will he take it? Jim Nantz made mention on national TV. He doesn't have his shooters on the floor. Could you just go back to that sequence and what you were doing?
Yeah, it was like the possession before. We were down 3 and brought it up the floor, and I took a timeout. And I wanted to set up a play to try to get a 3 out of a sideline out of bounds. And if we didn't have the 3, throw it to Jaden Ledee and let him go one-on-one because he just scored one-on-one. And then we scored that basket. I took another timeout, and I looked at the time difference on the clock, and I felt even if they shot the ball, we'd have enough time to get down the length of the floor. And I told him at that time, we are not taking a timeout. And I said, we don't have shooters on the floor. I have 3 bigs on the floor. So cause a miss, get the rebound, get it to Lamont, make sure they're not doubling back trying to intercept that pass. And then you 3 bigs run to the rim, because if he misses, we'll have 3 bigs in to tip it in. And then Micah Parrish, you find space in case he needs to kick for a 3. And so I kind of had a thought in my mind what I wanted to do. But obviously players make the plays in March. Lamont made a magnificent play. They cut him off. He kind of crossed over, came back, and shot a beautiful pull-up jump shot to make me look good as a coach and us look good as a team.
Coach, what made this team different from the other 2 teams that you got to the Sweet 16? Obviously, you played UConn, you played big teams in those tournaments as well. But what separated this team from advancing? Like when you beat Alabama, and I think a lot of people thought you could beat Alabama, but when you did it, and then you had this crazy game against FAU, what made this team different as opposed to the other ones you've had in the past?
Yeah, this is the greatest team in Aztec history because of how far they went and what they did. I'm not sure it's the best team. So there's a difference. I mean, that Kawhi Leonard team with Malcolm Thomas, Billy White, DJ Gay, that was a team capable of winning a national championship. The X-Thames team with Poe Lee and J.J. O'Brien, Josh Davis, Skylar Spencer, that was a really good team too. But sometimes it's just the path lays out. You win games. And I'm just thinking back, like the other 5 seed was St. Mary's. They played UConn in the second round. What if we're that 5 seed and we play UConn in the second round and get beat? And we're talking about, hey, great, Dutcher got his first tournament win. But it just laid out for us where the path wasn't easy, but we took advantage of the path we had.
Coach, you have had the governor of California tweet about you, the vice president tweet about you, and you've got you guys had the city on fire for the program. How has that changed anything that you're doing going forward, and has it opened the door for the recruiting process to become a little bit bigger and a little bit better?
This is the talk we had back when we had Kawhi Leonard, Malcolm Thomas, Billy White. We won at such a level, they said, well, boy, you're really going to be able to go out and get some players now. We have players that just went to the national championship game. So we'll continue to recruit how we do. Recruit guys with chips on their shoulders that have a lot of potential, that are about the right things. And I like the way we've recruited over the years. So we'll continue to do what we do. Maybe it'd put us in front of a different kid or 2. But for the most part, we've got good enough players in this program to win in any conference and at any level.
Talking to Coach Brian Dutcher this afternoon. It's Kaplan and Crew, and Coach Dutcher is with us. We're still talking about this San Diego State run. And, Coach, I was telling the guys, we're not going to stop. You know, I want to keep talking to these kids. I want them to be known commodities in this town. We know their names, want to know their stories, want to know more about these guys. Because like you said, by virtue of what they accomplish, it's the greatest San Diego State basketball team ever. It doesn't necessarily mean it was the most talented or the best, but I want to keep going with these guys because they really did something special. And I just got to say that this Final Four run, it really entranced the whole city was into it. Like I've never seen anything like it before. And when Butler hit that shot, coach, that is like one of the top 5 moments in the history of San Diego sports. Does everybody have a grasp on that quite yet?
No, and they asked me at the time how big Butler's shot was. I said, if we win the whole thing, they'll remember it nationally forever, but it'll never be forgotten in San Diego. So that shot will live in San Diego for as long as San Diego State is playing basketball and the city embraces college basketball. So it was an incredible moment. Nationally, it'll be remembered, but not like it would have if we won the whole thing.
Yeah, that's true. One of the best things is there's a picture of Lamont Butler and he's letting go of the ball. And for us, just being a little selfish, our man Alex here is standing in the background with his arms raised before the ball has even gone through the net. It was awesome.
I knew it was going in, coach. Never had a doubt in my mind. I don't know about you, but I was confident from the stands.
Well, me, I'm thinking, is there time left on the clock? What do I have to do? I mean, I put both arms up, but then I was like, what if they put 0.2 of a second on the clock? So I'm still in coach mode. And the same thing can happen against UConn. To go to the Final Four, we really didn't get to celebrate. It's like they're going to put time on the clock. I'm convinced of it. So we have no timeouts. If it's their ball, here's what we're going to do to keep Kalkbrenner from throwing to the rim and getting a lob to tip in to beat us. If it's our ball, we want to throw deep. So all we have to do is touch it. And then the refs come over and say, no more time. So it's like a anticlimactic celebration to go to the Final Four. And same thing with Florida Atlantic. It's like, I'm convinced they're going to put time on the clock. They always do. And so when that moment happened, Dusty May was trying to shake my hand before the refs ruled it good. I said, Dusty, I'm not that guy. I want to make sure they count it before, we shake hands and we start celebrating.
Coach, I thought the most impactful thing throughout the tournament was I saw your team's true identity come to the surface. The amount of defense, the 40 minutes of defense from end to end that your team was able to play throughout each game, you could see it was frustrating these other teams you guys were playing because they were used to guys playing like that maybe a couple minutes a game, maybe a half. But when you guys were pressuring guys like that and defending like that the entire time, I think you guys wore a lot of people down. Were you able to get the guys to see that through film study? And did they pick up on it? Or was this just something that all year you guys were doing?
It's just our culture. Like when we do a shooting drill early in the year, like we want to make 120 in 2 minutes or whatever that is. And if we don't make it, a lot of coaches say, okay, on the line, down and back. And I'll say, okay, on the line, we're going to do some defensive slides. We're going to do shuffles. We're going to do this and that. Because I tell them there's games where as open as we are, the ball's not going to go in. How are we going to win those games? When we're wide open, it's a great shot. It doesn't go in. Those are the games we're going to win with our defense. So it's just a mindset. It's a culture that we're going to be defense first. And as open as we are, sometimes the ball does not go in. And we're one of a handful of teams that are going to win games when the ball doesn't go in.
See, going into this tournament, Coach, and you know this well, but the country learned about it. Going into the tournament, you were 0-3 in the NCAA tournament as a head coach at San Diego State. Now you're 5-4.
Going over 500. That's not very good.
Well, hey, it's better than being under 500. It's better than being 0-3. That all happened in one tournament. And what I thought was really interesting is how we have gotten the chance to see the development of the program. For a lot of America, people were like, wow, San Diego State. And then what they start to do is they say this, Brian Dutcher, one of the top college basketball coaches in the country. Like they start to talk about you differently. Are you a much better coach at 5-4 in the NCAA tournament than you were when you were an 0-3 record?
Well, hopefully I'll get paid like a better coach, but
coach
I've always been.
Yeah.
Richard, our sports information director, I asked Richard because I didn't know. I said, how many NCAA tournament games have I been on the bench? Not head coach, been on the bench. I think it was like 56 NCAA tournament games. So I just say now I'm 63. I know a lot more at 63 than I knew at 53, than I knew at 43, than I knew at 33. Even though at that time I thought I knew everything. So if you can survive in this business, those experiences pay off. And so I chose my path wisely. I knew I wanted to retire as a coach. Sometimes you think you're going to be the coach that takes a lesser school and resurrects it. And in 3 years, you're out of work and you can't find a job. So I thank Coach Fisher for keeping me along for that ride for so long. And, I was patient until I got the job I wanted, which was this one.
Yeah. I want to ask a very open-ended question to you, Coach. And it maybe has to do with pay, maybe has to do with assistance, maybe has to do with conference. What is the future of this program now? Obviously the rumors of Pac-12, Big 12 realignment, assistant coaches could get poached when you make a national championship run. We all know which players are coming and which players are leaving. What is the future of this program?
We've been in the Mountain West my whole time here, and I always say we're a high major program in a non-Power 5 conference. I'm trying to paint us like Gonzaga. Gonzaga's in the WCC, but they're looked at as a high major program. I think the West Coast always believed that San Diego State plays high major basketball, but now the nation's kind of been made aware of that. So I think it's upped our branding in the nation. West Coast, it's always been good. So if we make a conference move, I'm not stressed over it. I know we're a good enough program to survive wherever we end up. And whether it's in the Mountain West, we'll continue to have a high major program in the Mountain West. If we're in the Pac-12 or Big 12, our intention is just to compete at the highest level in those conferences. So those all happen at a level beyond me. Whatever decisions are made by John David Wicker and President De La Torre, I'm in support of, and wherever we end up, whether it's staying here or moving on, we'll be ready for that challenge.
Coach, you guys have you spoke about this actually when the interview first began about getting back to the business of coaching. You were already recruiting again. With the transfer portal being such a vital process to San Diego State before it became a national thing, before guys started talking about all this talks about transfer portal, you guys were already locked in and recruiting that way, using transfers to build the program. Now that everybody is such a focal point of the transfer portal, has it changed the way that you guys operate within it?
It's all NIL. NIL is everything in the portal right now. And, some of these players are being offered $260,000. If you're a big center, you might get $1 million, like a Dickinson or a kid at Kentucky. And so there's a lot of money being thrown around in the portal. And so we have to navigate that. We're not throwing that money away. We're not paying like that.
Yeah. Hey, Coach Dutcher, congratulations to you, to your family, to the program, to the players, et cetera. Really amazing job. We really appreciate you always. And thanks for doing this with us today. And by the way, good luck with your first pitch tonight at the Padres game.
Well, the only way you'll see it is if I throw it in the dirt.
Kind of rooting for that, just like a little bit.
I know. I knew if anybody would be, it'd be you.
Hey, Coach, we appreciate you. Thank you so much, and congrats.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Kaplan and Crew Tonight is brought to you by OG Sports Brewhouse Pizza, where you can eat pizza, drink beer, and earn rewards.
Dominating the SoCal radio airwaves for over 20 years. Join Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner for Kaplan and Crew every Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. only on the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the Mightier1090.com.
Hi, welcome to OG's.
Touching down this football season at OG's has never looked better. You can now eat pizza, drink beer, and earn rewards at select OG's locations. You won't miss a live game when you're watching at OG's. We're going all out, all game, all season long.
Murray Lampert now brings architectural and interior design to a whole new level for your remodel, ADU, or whole house build.
We're truly a team at Murray Lampert Design, Build, Remodel, and we don't take that lightly.
Visit murraylampert.com.
All right, great friends. Hey, Thursday afternoon, Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man. We are in the 7 Mile Casino Studios. This segment of Kaplan and Crew is being brought to us by our friends at iThrive MD. My man Grande here has lost 50 pounds on iThrive. Alex, you'll love this. I got a message earlier today from longtime great friend Avery Martinez, who said that he's in the Nard today. He's working in your hometown. He's in the Nard. He says, what's Alex's favorite place to eat in Oxnard? I wrote him back and told him, what do you think?
Yolanda's Mexican Cafe.
No, I didn't tell him about Yolanda's. I didn't know about Yolanda's. I didn't know about Yolanda. I didn't know about Yoli's.
Yeah, that's where I used to work.
So wait, you want me to tell him Yolanda's Mexican Cafe?
No, I know where you're going to tell him.
I told Avery Martinez, shout out to Avery. I told him about Topper's Pizza.
Yeah. So
He
now,
said, yeah.
Where he's in Oxnard, or is he in Ventura?
He says he's in the Nard.
Okay.
Oh.
Because there is a particular location of Toppers
Mm-hmm.
that also has their own brewery.
Mm.
And this location also serves fire chicken wings.
Okay.
Like fire chicken
Mhm.
wings.
Mm-hmm.
So
if you tell me which one you want me to tell him, but he said to me, he goes, I'm going to have a slice for Alex. He says, maybe I'll only have half a slice now that he's skinny. Tell him congrats on losing the 50 pounds. Alex lost 50 pounds by using iThrive MD and their iThrive Lean program. You can learn all about it on our website, kaplanandcrew.com. One little weekly injection. Don't change your lifestyle, your diet. That sort of changes for you. Because Alex, what's the deal? You eat like half as much now, right?
yeah, yesterday we had Chipotle for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a bowl, and I had half, and I didn't have dinner, and I didn't have breakfast. Yesterday was injection day though, so it was kind of yeah.
Gotcha.
I haven't eaten in about 24 hours.
That's amazing. Because me,
I don't know if that sounds healthy though.
Yeah, but I'm a chronic overeater, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I got home last night at 9:00 and I started making like cauliflower crusted frozen pizza. I didn't need it. I just wanted it that late at night because I didn't eat all day.
Yeah, no, this intermittent fasting with the iThrive Lean, with the amount of water that I drink, I feel really good. I feel really, really good. And yeah, it's really cool to see how little I need to eat to still feel not just full, but feel energized throughout the day. You know, there's no lack of energy. I'm not having to take naps every 2 hours. Like I feel very normal.
Okay, there you go. iThrive MD, iThrive Lean program. Learn about it on our website or call them 858-240-1497. You can start losing weight right away. That's what Avery was saying. He's only going to have a half a slice of pizza at Toppers for you because now that you're such a skinny queen.
I will say though, like there are times where I can put it down still. Well, not really, but I could still eat. But that's kind of it for the day, you know. So when I do go to Toppers, I can put down 3 slices, sometimes maybe 4, but that's pretty much done for the day. Like I'm full after that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Has anybody here yet taken JD Ocampo's advice and tried the Chick-fil-A breakfast burrito? Has anybody tried that yet?
I would love one of those right now.
I mean, what's the deal on those? Why does he say that it'll change our lives?
I've heard nothing but fantastic things about that thing.
But what is it? Is it like just egg and like
eggs, cheese, hash browns, spicy chicken, and there's cilantro salsa.
Wait, spicy chicken? Like if you like I like a spicy chicken deluxe sandwich.
Yeah.
Is it like little spicy
fried chicken strips?
Oh, strips.
I think they get their chicken breast and chop it up, put it in the burrito.
So wait, so it's eggs, cheese, the spicy chicken. What else? Oh, you see the hash browns. I don't want that.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Dude, if
don't
why do
scoop
I want
the bread.
Fried hash browns with fried chicken?
Because when someone tells you it's life changing, you don't all of a sudden go like, "Well, I don't want that, and I don't want that." Because then you're gonna come over here and be like, "Well, it wasn't that good." Well, why? Because they took the hash browns out, and now I just had chicken in a tortilla. Commit.
Man, I don't like having hash browns in a burrito because then I'm just thinking to myself, I got all these carbs with the tortilla, and then I'm eating more fried carbs inside. Do I really need that? I mean, couldn't it just be delicious without
Here's my problem with
hash
you.
brown?
Here's my problem.
Here we go.
Here's my problem with this mentality.
Okay.
Okay. If you don't want fried stuff and you don't want carbs, go eat a salad. Don't come to Chick-fil-A and put your little healthy fingers all over it. When you go to Chick-fil-A, like when Browner goes to McDonald's, he knows what he's getting.
Facts.
So don't come over here and be like, "Oh, I got carbs, I got fried this, I got fried that, I got a Coke." Yeah, you're at Chick-fil-A. Eat it. Or don't go.
You know, it's funny you say that. The other day I had lunch with a friend of mine, and he and I will meet like once every couple of weeks, and we always get the exact same thing, he and I. Exact same thing for lunch. We order this, they call it the Chick-fil-A sandwich at this restaurant. It's their version of like a high-end fried chicken sandwich, which I think Chick-fil-A is better anyway.
It's the one with the too small. It's too small.
Yeah, but so it's chicken and got like avocado and I want to say lettuce and tomato and then some kind of special sauce and then they put it together and it's very, very good. And then we have a beer. We always drink an Adrian Gonzalez. What is the name of Adrian's beer?
Calidad.
Calidad, right? So we have this Mexican lager, and we have this chicken sandwich. I ate it the other day. Just one chicken sandwich. By the way, did not order the fries on the side, had a side salad, to your point. Okay? Just ate the
that's
chicken
fine.
sandwich.
Just don't blame the chicken sandwich for what you know you're doing.
Well, here's the thing. I ate the chicken sandwich. It was freaking delicious.
Phenomenal.
Out of this world. Phenomenal. Okay? Felt like ass the rest of the day. felt fat and greasy the rest of the day. What can I tell you? Yeah, and by the way, it's all in my head. It's all in my head. Fat and greasy the rest of the day. You feel me?
Yep. Last time I felt like that was in Oxnard was like 2 weeks ago. Because not only did I have toppers for lunch, but then my mom made dinner. And normally if I'm at home, I eat toppers, I'm done. But when mom's cooks, Grande eats.
Yeah, mom's spaghetti.
And I felt like absolute garbage, dude. Like while I'm eating it, felt great. When I was done, oh man. It's such a bad feeling.
Yeah.
Not morally, just physically.
Yeah.
Morally, I did the right thing.
Browner, he don't care. He don't know the difference between what it is to have McDonald's with Dr. Pepper.
He's going to stop at McDonald's on the way down to 5 before he gets a 7 Mile tonight.
I don't know why y'all even thought that was in question. That's what I be getting confused with. Y'all know how I get down. I got a menu. I don't variate from it. And that's how I stay lean and mean, ready for action.
You order from the McDonald's app?
No. No.
Hell no. Hell no.
No, fam.
Drive through, fam.
McDonald's app. What is wrong with you? No.
Just was asking.
No.
Yeah,
there's your answer. No.
I never do that either. I just go.
They go, are you ordering from the app today? No, man, I'm in the drive-through, bro. What I need the app for? I'm in the drive-through. I'm looking at the menu. Give me a number 2.
Yeah. When was the last time you guys went inside a bank?
Oh.
Yesterday.
Yeah, often.
Really? Okay.
I love going to the bank.
Do they give you like grief for being inside?
No. Like I went to the bank recently and I'm like, hi, how are you? Hey. So I don't have any checks at all. I don't have any hard copy checks. And all of a sudden I need something and they only take checks. Can you imagine only taking checks?
Yeah. My tax guy.
That's how you go out of business.
Only taking checks. No Apple Pay, no debit card, only check. U.S. Postal Service in dealing with a passport. Only check.
Cashier's checks?
No, regular check. I walked into the bank. I'm like, yo, can I get some checks? They printed out some checks for me right there on the spot. I don't have
like
a
on
checkbook.
a piece of paper, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the last
no,
time
the
I
last time I
bank.
went to a bank, I was just going in to deposit a check and withdraw some cash. And the teller was like, you could do this at the ATM, right? And I was like, yeah.
Yep.
She goes, I just want to, let you know that this service is offered outside at the ATM. And I was like, yeah, but I'm in here.
Said to her,
do your job.
When a robot replaces you and you're unemployed,
right.
I'll do it then.
Right.
But now I'm standing here, so you give me my money.
That's also, I don't need
a
to go
computer
into
took your place, daddy.
Right.
That's hard times.
And I don't need to go into a whole corporate bank, rant here. But this is why I switched to credit unions because of that. Honestly.
Oh, really?
They don't
Credit
just like, they don't
unions.
even, do you want my money? Like, aren't you guys going out of business? Like, do you not want my money? Like, and she's like, can you just go, you can go outside. You can do this outside. I'm like, yeah, but what are they paying you for? To tell me to go outside?
Right.
Cash my check. Give my money.
Wow.
Now,
wow. Hostile. Coastal elite.
I was, and my cousin, one of my best friends, is a regional manager at this corporate bank. I immediately called him and I was like, why are you guys such dicks to your customers? And he was like, oh yeah, what'd you go in for? And I told him, he goes, oh, we try and get people at the ATM all the time. And I was like, what does it matter? What does it matter with you guys? I'm giving you money that then you give to somebody else that you charge them.
Yeah, they don't want that job. They don't want that job no more.
My credit union does.
Credit unions
they
now,
appreciate me.
All right, there you go. All right, hey, listen, let me do this. I am excited tonight about the comedy show. Obviously,
there's no breakfast burrito on DoorDash, by the way. I was been looking.
Wait, you can't get the Chick-fil-A breakfast burrito on DoorDash?
Maybe because it's not breakfast anymore.
Yeah,
maybe that's why.
Yeah,
but it's not
available.
on DoorDash.
Not available at this moment.
Correct.
But I'd like to get one. I mean,
too.
if JD Diocampo tells me that a Chick-fil-A breakfast burrito is a life-changing moment, I take that seriously. I take that very seriously.
Not seriously enough to not put hash browns in it.
No, I'm going to do it because of everything you said, just so you know.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to do it.
Shout out JD.
Okay, and then I'm going to go for a run.
Is he coming tonight?
I don't know if JD's coming. I'd have to, you know what, as a matter of fact, I don't think I saw his name on the list. I don't think I saw it.
Okay.
He got a little baby.
He does.
You know, he got that new little baby. Wife's probably like, you ain't going anywhere.
Where you think you going?
Yeah, like I'm going to the comedy show. I'm going to see Browner and Lawhead at 7 Mile Casino. No, you're not actually.
You taking that baby with you?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, no, you sit down and start breastfeeding. Okay, that's what you do.
Oh, what?
Well, I'm just making it seem like, the guy, like, the women, they're in charge now. I mean, guys are like, well, okay, babe, whatever you say.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you say. I will do whatever you tell me to do. I'm not going to the comedy show. I want to see Browner. I want to see Lawhead. I want to hang out with the great friends. But, babe, we got a baby. And if you tell me that I got to sit down and do baby things, that's what I'm going to do because I'm afraid of you. That's straight facts right there.
Yep.
Okay.
So tonight, the basketball game, the Lakers and the Warriors, tips off at 6. So because the Lakers went into San Francisco and won game 1, I think everybody's natural assumption is, well, Warriors are going to win game 2. The Lakers aren't going to go steal 2 games from the Warriors on the road, are they? And then on the other hand, I think back to the previous series against Memphis. You won game 1, the Lakers did, and Memphis didn't have John Morant in game 2. And most of us thought, well, the Lakers will steamroll their way into a win and they'll come home up 2-0. Didn't happen. So again, I think most people probably believe that the Warriors will win tonight. They got to defend home court. But if I'm the Lakers, I want to get a little greedy here. And I'd love to come home 2-0. And I just keep feeding the ball inside. I mean, everybody. Just keep going to the paint. I don't have a whole bunch of basketball analysis or X's and O's talk for you. It's just like one team is a finesse team that wants to bomb away from long range. And another team doesn't really have the shooters to do it, but the Warriors don't have the defenders inside. So it's kind of like finesse versus power in some ways. So if I'm the Lakers, I want to get greedy tonight. I want to win this game. What do you say, Laker fan?
Yeah, I want that too. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I want that too. I think that the advantage of the Lakers having an extra day off is now gone. And I would assume that Steph Curry is going to be coming into the paint a lot more tonight and making whoever's defending him, whether it be Vanderbilt or whoever, they're just going to chase this kid all around tonight. I think tonight Steph Curry is going to have one of those games. And I'm also going to stay negative because the more negative I am, the more the Lakers seem to win. So I will stay with, I do think the Warriors win tonight and win relatively easy. And I think everyone's going to talk about how bad AD was over the weekend.
See, I think the others are going to, as Shaq calls them, the others will be far bigger in this game for the Warriors than Steph Curry. Because last game, you got really nothing from Andrew Wiggins. Draymond Green was in foul trouble. Kevon Looney, although he rebounded, got embarrassed by Anthony Davis. There's a lot of pride on that bench. And I think you're also going to see a little bit of switch-ups in those lineups. But I think you're going to see the Lakers try to play slower. You're going to see the Warriors try to play as fast as they possibly can. Because the Lakers ran out of gas in the fourth quarter. You could see it. And I think they want to try to speed that portion up to the third quarter. So I think Anthony Davis is going to be great tonight. I think LeBron's going to probably give you around the same he gave you in the last game. The question will be, can D'Angelo Russell do that again? Can Dennis Schroeder do that again? Can you get a little more out of Austin Reeves? Can Rui Hachimura actually show up? Like the guys who got you here outside of LeBron and AD, will they be able to still sustain that kind of performance in game 2 and going forward in this series? I think that's the bigger question for me.
So I'm going to put my hater hat on.
Which hater hat?
My hater hat.
Which one? Like your Laker hater or just overall global hater guy?
No, you'll see which hat.
Okay.
When we're talking about adjustments throughout this series, the Warriors have a capable head coach to make adjustments throughout this series, whereas the Lakers have Darvin Ham, and he's like, this is what I'm good at. This is what we're good at. Stop it. So if this series is going to if this series is going to have major adjustments, and Browner's talking about lineup changes and what you can see differently, I anticipate changes and adjustments coming from the Warriors, and the Lakers just sticking to what they've been all season, which
All right,
is
quick,
we have LeBron and AD, and
yeah. Well, just quick time out here, which is, I mean, Steve Kerr has how many championships as a head coach? 4. Steve Kerr has coached in over 100 playoff games. I looked this up the other day because of exactly what you're talking about. Darvin Ham, as a head coach, has coached in, I want to say, 6 playoff games. And as an assistant coach, probably like 10 before that or something like that. So the disparity between Steve Kerr as a championship head coach 4 times over versus Darvin Ham, a first-year head coach and a first-time postseason coach. Yeah, it's glaring.
Yeah.
The difference in experience. Browner, what does that mean to you?
I think the lack of versatility in Darvin Ham's coaching will ultimately fall on Anthony Davis and LeBron James.
He did play good defense on Jordan Poole, though.
He did. He got out there. He got a hand up.
Physically put a hand up on Jordan Poole. So, I mean, I haven't seen Steve Kerr do that.
So, I mean, some habits that hard. Some habits that hard. I don't think they're going to change up, because I don't really think there's anything else they can go to because of the way that I've watched him coach all season. He's more of an inspirational guy. He's not more of a, hey, run this play from this angle to get more out of, the players that you have. So I think it's going to be more about AD being more dominant and figuring it out on the court, as opposed to you going to the sideline and him giving you a little tidbit here and there.
I think you're exactly right. I think you're exactly right. The previous coach that the Lakers got rid of,
he could have done it.
He was an X's and O's guy, and this coach is a motivational guy. And I think that the reason that the Lakers went to him, which at the beginning of the season, I was like, it was because I thought he could reach Russ as that motivational guy. But now it's managing less than coaching, managing more than coaching.
Yeah.
You don't have to coach. Be like, hey, yo, let me get that clipboard. Yo, bring it over here. Here, LeBron. Write down what you want me to do.
Speaking of Russ, this wasn't in the content today.
I think I know where you're going. Go ahead.
I'm going with Pat Bev here.
If the Lakers were to somehow win a championship, Pat Bev and Russ apparently feel that they would be entitled to rings.
Correct, which they will.
Right.
As
I don't
Thomas
really understand
Bryant and as Damian Jones and as whoever else got shipped out. They are all entitled to rings. But the way Pat Bev said it is why it's become a thing.
How do you say it?
Rusty goes, hey, Pat, Lakers win. I want my ring.
Right?
I ain't gonna lie, Russ. Boy, we gonna be suited and booted, boy. I'm gonna be right there waiting on that ring.
At the White House.
Okay, I'm going. Who was him? Early. Yeah. Man,
Mr. Biden.
Stations, not the new ones.
Yeah, bro. You gotta get that.
If they win, you call me. You want to call me wrong? I'm gonna get that ring.
Who's the guy interviewing Patrick Beverley?
That's his co-host.
Who's that?
Roan from Barstool.
Oh, don't know.
Yeah.
Hey,
get that ring. I want that ring.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Get it.
So do
get
you,
it? I mean,
I don't know if it counts. Like, I don't know if anybody's ever called themselves a champion from getting traded from the team that won the championship. I don't think the Lakers are going to win, but
but first of all, still very big long shot. But secondly, bro, you earned your ring. You played so poorly that they couldn't wait to get rid of your ass.
Yeah.
That you actually contributed because they traded you.
You think Russ and Pat Bev can walk around and be like, I'm a champion?
Be like, check it right here. All right, hold on. Browner's got commentary on this. Stick around. We got a lot more we still want to get to, and we're in the middle of this whole Lakers-Warriors Game 2 thing coming up tonight. We're in the 7 Mile Casino Studios. This is Kaplan and Crew.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.